Hello everyone, I am back with Final Fantasy XIV. I still don't know how much of the main story I have to do, to be honest. But we're gonna do it. I've been leveling Pictomancer for the past I think 7 days, and I'm already to level 93, so I'm hoping after stream or maybe on stream, I don't know. I do have to do my dailies, so like I wonder if I can get to 100 tonight, because I mean 93 is close to 100 basically. And hopefully my voice doesn't crap out. I think it might have crapped out because I was talking so much. Where am I going again? Also, I may have to do a BRB at some point because I again made the mistake of eating cheddar cheese and my stomach is like, you're stupid. So I might have to, I don't know, maybe I'll try to do it like 30 minutes in because I don't want to do it like immediately. It was like immediately as I sat down, my stomach was like, yeah, you're stupid. And I was like, you're so right. Not grahatia. Although I do love me grahatia, but not grahatia. A word before you leave. Our network's already spreading word of the railroad. We expected people would be clamoring to get on the first train back, yet the reaction's been the polar opposite. Scant few seem inclined to depart Alexandria anytime soon. Which is honestly, again, I mean, like, how else did they think this was gonna go? Like, not many people want to go back to the life that they had. I mean, listen, no offense to Eorzea, but like, they really need to get with the times. And by times, I mean they need to modernize a few things. Overthrow the government. And maybe don't overthrow the government, but do something with it. Something that the public would be happy with. Because, I mean, they're not... I want to say they're not there to get richer, but they are. But they're not there just to keep their coin purses fat. They're there to make sure that at least majority of people can make a living. What? When we spoke before, you said many from Tulial were eager to reunite with friends and family. Maybe they're concerned about getting through Vanguard. If so, we could take turns accompanying them. In any case, we need to speak with the people ourselves. Let's start at Lay Node 9. I mean, if they don't want to go, they don't want to go. I'm not about to force anybody to go somewhere that they don't want to go. That's stupid. How about this? Why don't their family come to visit them in Alexandria? How about that? Why does it have to be them? I don't know which way they're taking this story, but I hope they're taking it in a way that I will like it. Oh. I've said this on stream before, but I do not like the story of Dontrell at all. And it's not to say that I don't like, what is it? Slow starts, because even when people were saying that A Realm Reborn was slow, I loved A Realm Reborn because like we were just starting out as an adventurer. We didn't have anything under our belt. Nobody knew us as the Warrior of Light. We were just literally an adventurer doing good deeds. But with Dawntrail, it's like, what good deeds am I doing if I'm just a backdrop? If I'm just a background character? I feel like you could take the Warrior of Light out and you could take all of the Scions out and the story would literally still be exactly the same. There may still be people gathering in Parsis Park. Let's try there first. Ew, cutscene. I'm so glad I'm not doing anything, because good lord. Me and cutscenes and doing Duty Finder do not get along. See, that was my exact reaction. There we go. Are they still mourning her death? Are they still mourning her passing? What are they all in a tizzy about? Ooh.
サンダーヤードで亡くなった人がいるらしい。
サンダーヤードでということは駆除人が魔物にやられてしまったの？
ああ、ベテランの駆除人だよ。だが死因はあろうことか落雷だそうだ。
Going down by lightning has got to be the worst way to go.
町を襲った時に魂資源のストックを使い果たしてしまったのだそうよ。最後の命も落雷なんかで無念だったでしょうね。
I mean, you can expect lightning to pick favorites. Now, if it's lightning from Final Fantasy 13 or favorites her sister.
唐突に虚しい最後を迎えなければならないのか。なあ、死んだ奴のことを忘れなくなったとしても、魂資源のシステムが続くなら大丈夫だよな。俺は寿命まで生きるんだ。最後は笑顔で送迎係と一緒に旅立つ。それが当たり前だろ。
どうかしら。私たちが覚えていないだけで、これまでだって不遇の死を遂げてきた人はたくさんいたのかもしれない。
That is very true.
私もそうなるのかも。
I wouldn't call that cynical. I would call that spreading the truth.
恐ろしいことを言わないで。死の気配を感じながら生きていくなんて無理よ。
Stop it.
まずいな。葬儀の時よりも不安が広がっちまってる。
And that's why I think that they should have never had this type of technology to begin with, because if you can't get over mourning a person that's already passed and you spend your life in fear, then what are you really doing? People die every day. It happens within seconds, and there's nothing you can do about it. So if you spend your life literally fearing the day that you might pass away, you're never going to experience the joys of life. And had they not had this technology, they might have been able to press onward. Because like, take our warrior of life, for instance. We've seen all of our friends, well, not all of our friends, but integral parts of our journey has been seeing friends, loved ones pass away when they didn't have to. Take Hajrafan for existence. Even though he did protect us in the end, he still passed, and we had to get through that. More so the actual people playing the game instead of the warrior of light, because like, I mean, even though they give like little tidbits here and there about her remembering Hajrafan, I mean, like, I feel like, at least to me, at least my warrior of light has accepted it along the way. She's accepted what happened, even though he definitely didn't deserve it. Emmett Selk passed right before our eyes, and we were the ones that dealt the killing blow. But we grew to like him. And that's why Emmett Selk is my favorite villain by far, because to this day, I had vehemently disliked Emmett Selk. Like, I did not like his character at all. But empathizing with him is how I grew to like him. And that could be the same for our warrior of light. We went through terrible, terrible traumas. We've saved the world countless of times, but yet we still got back up because at the end of the day, we know what we're fighting for. We're fighting for a better tomorrow. They don't have anything like that. They were blissfully unaware of the people passing beside them. It could have been their mother. They probably forgot that their mother passed, their brother passed. Like they don't have anything like that. So to force them essentially to not have their memories erased was both kindness and cruel at the same time. It's kind because now they get to experience what it was like before they had the regulators, but it's cruel in the sense that now that they don't have it, they're terrified, and rightfully so. But again, I think that they shouldn't have had it in the first place, because without, this is gonna sound so bad, but without tragedy, you can't move forward. I guess in a sense for Final Fantasy XIV, without tragedy, you can't move forward. Because again, people pass every day. That is a tragedy. And if you can't accept that for just one person or for two people, then how are you expected to continue living like that? I hope that made sense. What? For why? For what in the good heavens is going on here? Is it someone pretending to be Sven? Because that's kind of rude. Is it an apparition?
ねえスペン様助けてあげて。お母さんたちったらさっきからずっと怖い顔してるんだ。ニコくんは優しいね。遅くなっちゃったけど、私が来たからもう
Didn't we
大
like,
丈夫だよ。
wasn't she an endless? I'm confused. We're just gonna see how this plays out.
嘘だろ。あいつは死んだ。消えちまって、もう戻ったりは。おい、あんた。確か補佐官のゴッさんだったよな。これはどういうことなんだ。何か知ってたりは。
はて、どういうことかと言われましても、スフェーン様が町においでになるのはいつものこと。特に珍しくもございませんが。
Are we in a parallel universe? Are we hallucinating at the same
あ
time?
んたこそ何言ってるんだよ。スフェンは死んだ。葬儀もやった。みんなでそこに花を手向けたじゃねえか。
葬儀？スフェーン様の？またまたご冗談を。確かに葬儀は行いましたが、あれは襲撃
See, this is exactly what I was talking about.
市民たちのもの。死を忘れることができなくなり、
Something's fishy going on.
我々をスフェーン様は今日も変わらず支えてくださっている。
Am I gonna get a flashback?
スペン様、以前のように亡くなった人にまつわる記憶を回収してはもらえないでしょうか。
I want Sven's outfit. They should give it to us
そ
for
の方
free.
が前向きに生きていけると思うんです。私もこの子も。ごめんね。それはできないんだ。リビングメモリーがシャットダウンされたことで、旧来のシステムは使えなくなっちゃったから。でも安心して。代わりの解決方法を準
Is
備
this
して
the
きた
big
から
bad we have to fight again? Like, what are they doing with this story?
みんな、とわびとになっちゃおう。
Huh? I don't think that's the solution
記
that they
憶
were
を
looking
回収
for.
する新しいシステムを作ったの。エーテルで体を作って、そこに預かった記憶を宿せば もう魂資源のストックだって気にせずに生き続けられる。死に怯えることなんてない。望むまま好きなだけ生きていけるんだよ。だけどすぐに用意できるエーテルには限りがあるから、全員をトア人にはしてあげられないんだ。みんなの葬儀をした時に配った黒いレギュレーターがあったでしょ。それまだ配布してない分も含めてだけど5000個用意してるの。約束の日に黒いレギュレーターをつけていた人だけトア人にして永遠の死から解放してあげるね。
Can we just have one normal day in Eorzea?
じゃあ救われるのは5000人だけ？
ふざけるな！あいつが救う民を選ぶわけがねえ。そんなこと言うなんてお前は。
Which is very true. She wanted to save all of her people, not just some.
誰なんだ？
What if it's her evil sister? Her evil twin sister?
私はこの国の利用スフェーンだよ。
Do we have to fight another Sven? I didn't want to be here in the first place. I just want to make that very known. Like, she's by herself. I don't know this woman at all. Should we go back to Koana and tell him? Regroup with our friends?
バックルームに戻ろう。頭を冷やして相談させてくれ。
Why don't her ears match her hair color? That's irritating. I just noticed that. I no longer like this. She gonna look at me? No. Is she gonna look at me now? Mm-hmm. Is it another Asian? Like, who is it now? Oh my god. You can't have nothing good in this household. We only caught the proclamation from a distance, but I can tell you that message about new regulators was received with utmost clarity. It couldn't have been Sphene. She should have been destroyed when the Mingso terminal was shut down. Without a single Alexandrian to bear witness, presented with an identical figure claiming to be their beloved queen, there's no surprise that they would choose to believe she's alive. What is troubling, however, is their denial that the funeral was held in her honor. 'Tis as if their memories have been erased. Their memories did get erased. Given that the members of Oblivion remain unaffected, that was likely the work of the regulators, but by whose design? Someone smart enough to play at being the Queen of Reason, and that, guys, even if some suspect deception, most of Alexandria will be on her side. We need to find out who she really is. No, you need to find that out. I don't need to do anything. I don't even want to be here. Can I go back to the first? While they agree wholeheartedly, we should avoid drawing more attention than we already have. We must be patient until Oblivion's network turns up a lead, or until a self-proclaimed queen makes her next move. I did it again. Direct hit. One of these days I'll use materia. But that day is not today, and it may not be tomorrow, or the day after that. Who knows? Is it another cutscene? Meanwhile? Oh, I knew it. You gotta love it. Who's that walking? Shouldn't everybody in living memory be, you know, a non-living memory? Who's that? Is that Stola? Oh, I think that is Stola. Are they seeing what she's seeing?
みんなは無事なの?
Okay, look, they're looking directly at her. So, like, do they see her?
私どうして?
No? Oh, they do. Okay. I swear on my Yeezys that I don't have, if we just had a cop out for her death, I will. Yeah, no, this one's probably going to be the worst. The worst expansion for me, man. I'm so entirely serious. Well, I finished the story. And it only took 25 minutes. Now I can focus on Pandæmonium. Pandæmonium is in... Yes. No. Did I pass it? I feel like I passed it. I probably did pass it. I did. And then I can probably do some of the other quests that I need to do. Can't I do the raids as a picture? Because they're 90, right? I mean, I'm 93. I should be able to do them. Or are they 80? No. This would be 90. It appears my calculations were correct. I've passed you like 5 different times. I'm sorry. I knew that at this very spot I would encounter none other than Diamanda, the hero who saw us through the final days. So certain was I of my math that I stood here for... Well, let's not concern ourselves with that. You've stood here for days, years, months, in fact. I am Nemjizi, assistant to one Professor Khaldin. We work with the Etioscope to observe the ethereal sea and delve into the myriad mysteries. Some mysteries, though, are beyond even our capabilities to unravel. The strange crystal we but recently discovered, for instance, defies our every conjecture. You've been the center of the star and far beyond it. That is very true. I've been to different worlds at this point. However, so we hope that you may see something in this crystal that we academics do not. I beg you lend us your well-traveled eye at Aporia. Professor Khaldin will be eagerly awaiting your arrival. I'm telling you guys, I swear on everything, if they really are using this as a cop-out to say that Sphyn's alive, worst expansion, by far. Absolutely disgusted. But I will hold my reservations until we see the next part of the story. Greetings, Amanda, and welcome to my humble laboratory. I am sure Nemjizi has already told you plenty about us, but allow me to introduce myself personally. I am Claudine, leader of this little research collective. I must admit, I have been nervous about this meeting ever since Nemjizi set out to find you. For researchers in my field, there is no greater honor than to meet the first woman in history to traverse the ethereal sea and return to tell the tale. The professor speaks often and at length of your deeds, but he has no small number of achievements to his own name. He has peered deeper into the ethereal sea than any other in Charlayan, and the breadth of his knowledge is peerless. I mean, that's cool and all, but has he traversed it though? I didn't think so. This isn't a competition, but when you like start saying stuff like that, it does become a competition. Peerless perhaps, but for a single woman, we must seize this precious opportunity to learn what we can from her, and perhaps crack this conundrum that has stumped the three of us for moons. It was we who peered into the fathomless sea from the Antitower and the Dravanian hinterlands. There we spoke with Heidelin and learned of the fate that would befall the star, the final days. Soon thereafter, all research was moved to Labyrinthos, and through the Aetioscope did we discover our vigil. As impressive a work as the device is, however, it concludes but a fraction of the sea's infinite depths. Which brings us to the matter at hand. No long after the Exodus was declared, we recovered an unusual crystal shard during a routine observation. It appeared before us suddenly, as if propelled to the surface by some unknown force. I'm used to dealing with unknown forces, so... We found that it possessed an ethereal density that exceeds that of normal crystals by orders of magnitude, and its shape resembles nothing which occurs in the natural world. It was made, not formed. Unfortunately, that was the extent of the information we could glean before we were forced to turn our focus towards the Exodus. The crystal was nearly forgotten amidst the sudden upheaval. But thanks to the efforts of a certain someone, that crisis is now behind us, and we are free to resume our research. Thus did we seek you out, the dauntless adventurer who delved into the unknown and beheld its innermost secrets, and now we would have you see for yourself. It's a crystal. Here's the crystal in question. If it resembles aught you have encountered before, even by the smallest degree, please say so. Oh, I know that. I mean, both of them are good options, but that one is. As I thought, you do know what this is. Please tell me everything. Are you ready to have your mind blown? So it all started when I was on this place called Amarad. It was amazing. It was not amazing. It was the final days for them, so it was like terrible. But like, for me, it was amazing. It was whoa, explosions. I see. The Asians use these to transfer their memories to new vessels. Fascinating indeed. It was plain that this crystal was special somehow, but this revelation surpasses even my considerable expectations. Similar artifacts have appeared throughout the ages. Memories of martial techniques manifested as crystalline shards on the battlefield, or stored stones passed from master to student. A comparison between said artifacts and this crystal may prove a fruitful first step in unveiling its true nature. What do you think, Professor? The fuck is he saying? Asian memories, windows through which we can gaze upon the convocation of 14. Unlike the crystal in Diameda's story, this one does not bear the mark of the convocation. Who then could these memories belong to? And more importantly, why were they stored in this particular shard? More importantly still, why was it set adrift on the ethereal sea? Which are all very good questions. And she's like, God damn it, he's not even listening anymore. Really, yeah. Professor Claudine. And he's, yes? I'm well aware that contemplation is the key to a breakthrough, but there is propriety to consider. We have a guest. One you invited explicitly. Must we do this every time? What? Ah, yes, of course. Our guest. Terribly sorry. I do so easily find myself unmoored by the tides of rumination. You're wasting my time. No offense. I mean, total offense to you, but like no offense to me. You're wasting my time. Perhaps a more engaging use of your time with us would be for you to take up that crystal. If indeed there are memories stored within, they may reveal themselves to you upon contact. What if I eat it? I mean, because like that's the only way I'm gonna figure out if I can get the memories or not. Just If anyone message come pandemonium, please. I knew I spelled it wrong. Faces grave threat, star in danger. That expression does not bode well. What did you see? Why did I not before telling them? Pandemonium. 'Tis not a word I have heard before. If my knowledge of the ancient tongue serves me correct, it means all demons. Not a name that inspires optimism, all things considered. Oh, she has pretty eyelashes. In the event that another star-shattered cataclysm is in fact bearing down upon us, I would have the aforementioned examples of crystallized memory to hand. Nemjizi Usnad, I entrust their procurement to you. If there are more memories to be extracted from this crystal, we will find them. As for you, Diamanda, there is a person I would have you seek, the one who delivered so dire a warning. Your story tells us that this crystal could very well be made by one of the ancients. If that is the case, then discerning the nature of this pandemonium would require a trip far into the past to an era before the Sundering. I know of only one individual capable of such a feat, the very hero who traversed time to prevent the world's doom. Yep, that's me. I must confess, the tales people tell of your adventures beggar belief, and their veracity has been a subject of much debate among my peers. After today's meeting, however, there can be no doubt in my mind that every incredible exploit is a fact. I wouldn't. I mean, all I did was like listen to the crystal. I don't think that warrants you believing everything that happened. Like, I mean, if you want a play-by-play of what happened, I'll let you know. But I don't think that's. Are you sure you're a scholar? So I ask you now, return to the past, find out what and where Pandemonium is, and if we need be concerned by this message. Thank you. For the time being, you should keep the crystal in your possession. I do not think you have seen the last of its memories, and more may be drawn out as you approach the source. Safe travels, and may we meet again soon to share our findings. I thought they were gonna get memories out of the crystal, so then why do I have the crystal? Oh, the crystarium, dude. I could just return. Not that. And then I think it's right here. Again, I know I've said this before, but whoever made this teleport system deserves like open mouth kisses and a raise. Like, it's so quality of life. Welcome, my lady. If you wish to go to the ocular, I should be glad to escort you. What if I throw it in there and then it opens a portal and then I can go through the portal? If receives this message. Come Pandemonium quickly. Our warrior flag could be considered as a... Did I just get punched? Hello? I see blue. Ow. I wish more stuff would tie back to this place, but I know the Ascian story is long over. I wish we had eyes like the ancient ones. They're so pretty. Could it be? He is a confused boy. Why are we just staring at each other? The light was a paid actor. No, of course not. Apologies, but for the briefest moment, I thought you could be a dear friend of mine. I realize now that such a notion is preposterous. I wouldn't say that. I probably am. Is it Azim? It's probably Azim. She has friends in high places all over the world. She told me a falling star would appear before me, and I suppose you must be it. Truth be told, I did not expect the expression to be so literal. Her cheeks are so fat. I love it. Apologies for not introducing myself properly. My name is Temis. As you can see by my bare face, I am not one of Elpis' observers. Rather, I come here on an assignment, which has been more or less routine up until this very moment. You certainly do know how to make an entrance. I must wonder what brought you here, for it is plain you do not belong here, or any place I know, for that matter. I'm Azim's familiar. Believe the lie. It appears my initial impressions was not so preposterous after all. I did not know my friend had such a unique familiar at her disposal. If you are here at Azim's behest, then I believe I can hazard a guess as to your purpose. You are here to investigate Pandemonium, yes? I am indeed. If so, we may be able to help one another. But first, might I trouble you to explain and how you came to collide with my skull? Oh, so it wasn't a punch, it was just our heads connecting. It all started when I went through this portal. And that's it. I don't remember much. I just remember that something hard hit my head and I was on the ground. I see. I believe that dispels any major doubts I had concerning your intentions. Apologies for being so intrusive, but you must understand this is an uncommon occurrence. I would hope so. I would really hope so. I shall pry no further, for I am well aware that we all have secrets we must keep. However, if I may, I would very much like to take a look at the crystal of yours. Am I gonna give him the crystal or not? Make up your mind, sister. Fascinating. While I cannot say much as to what it contains, it is clear that there are memories stirring within. I would hope so. I sure hope so. Memories that speak of something gravely amiss in Pandemonium. The facility extends beneath Elpis and is overseen by the words of La Habrea. It houses those creations that are highly valued as research subjects and highly dangerous to the star. Naturally, it is strictly guarded and under constant surveillance. But for some reason it's not now. Several days ago, however, an unnatural shift in the flow of his surroundings aether was detected. Soon thereafter, all communications from Pandemonium ceased. I am here as representative of an organization that works directly with the Convocation, and I've been tasked with investigating this incident. Now that there is some measure of transparency between us, might I offer a suggestion as to what we should do next? Oh, nope. I know. I'm gonna go critical hit. During the course of your investigation, you may discover valuable artifacts. These can be exchanged for equipment by speaking to Mylene and Eporia or Joel and Razatan. I'm gonna float in the air for a second. I will be right back. I have to go to the bathroom. I am back. Next time I will definitely not eat any cheddar before stream. And I feel like they're like, Stella, listen, you know you're lactose intolerant. I'm like, yeah, I know I'm lactose intolerant, but cheese is so good. Like, imagine eating cheese for like years and years and years, and then you eat one cheese and then find out you're lactose intolerant. It's not fair. But I feel better now. So I will say that I'm not gonna eat these, but I probably am. I'm probably gonna go to the bathroom again off stream. I can't help it. Now then, my proposal is a simple one. Let us journey into Pandemonium together, and our destination is the same, and I suspect the arrangement would work on our work to our mutual benefit. Besides, I should have no trouble gaining us both access. I do hope you agree. I would be loath to part ways from the falling star I had been waiting so long for. Originally, I had planned to conduct my investigation with a friend I mentioned earlier. She had also noticed an anomaly near Pandemonium, so it only seemed natural that we should investigate together. However, she eventually decided that it would be unwise for us both to go. If two members of the organization were seen poking our heads about restricted facilities, it would raise questions, you see. I decided to go alone, but she left me with these words: "Fear not, for in my absence a star shall befall before you." While I could not comprehend her meaning at the time, I believe now I understand. She does have a way of being right about these things. So how far ago is this? Because, like, it would have to be before the final days for them, but, like, how far ago, how did she know? Even so, her hints of what to come are generally more cryptic. I suppose I should have kept my gaze to the heavens. Suffice it to say that I am grateful for your presence either way. As for the matter at hand, we must first gain permission from the words of La Habrea for entering into Pandemonium. There will also be a speaker waiting at Anagornorsis. I hope I said that right. If not, I mean, listen. What do they expect me to say? Excuse me. That is not a sneeze. It is a hiccup. I just want everyone to know. Every time I do that, when I'm like at work or with friends, they're always like, "Oh, bless you," and I'm like, "It's not a sneeze. It's just a hiccup." I don't know why my hiccups are like that. I have the regular hiccups, and then I have the other hiccups. And my sneezes are different. I don't know. Everything's wrong with me, obviously. He look evil. I don't like the way he looking at me. What a fascinating etheric signature. In accordance with the convocation's request, the two of you have been granted leave to observe Pandemonium. As to register your aether for the records, from this point on, you may freely come and go from Pandemonium as you please. Now that was a painless process. I take it this is as a sign that we were meant to conduct our investigation together. Of course, while you have been permitted into the facilities, the specimens housed inside must be handled with the utmost care. You are to heed the warden's instructions at all times. Those who conduct their work within Pandemonium are called warders for their role with respect to the creatures within. Generally, creations that pose a threat to the safety of the star must be undone. However, the words of La Habrea has deemed certain such creations as worthy for further study, interring them within the facility. Those who spend their days in Pandemonium are not merely researchers. They must work tirelessly to ensure that none of their subjects slip their shackles. For all intents and purposes, this place is a dungeon. Perhaps such a comparison arouses frightful imagery, but Pandemonium is a frightful place. I've been to worse. I know that the purpose of your investigation, but if you discover aught that merits a report, pray do so with utmost haste. Master La Habrea shall guide us upon the proper course of action from there. You mean the La Habrea that I skadilled? Then I take it that means you have detected nothing amiss of late. The warders have reported nothing that would cause alarm. Minor fluctuations in aether have been observed, but surely Master La Habrea would have acted if there were anything worth worrying about. I see. It appears La Habrea is kept well abreast of the going-ons here, then. I hope I am not overstepping my boundaries by asking, but you seem to be quite familiar with Master La Habrea. Do you know him? Not in this lifetime. Oh, the stories I could tell you. You're no mere familiar, are you? Master La Habrea is not known for being generous with his time. That one would have stories of his company almost beggars belief. Regardless, well, I doubt I need to tell you this. He is of the convocation. Take care that your actions do not hinder his work. What if I do? What are you gonna do about it, huh? And with that, we are free to make our way to Pandemonium. The naos that will take us there is on the eastern bank of the Leaf. Let us delay no further. Okay. I feel like Mary Poppins every time I have this out. Oh, I have to go up. You know, I've been thinking about going through the story again, but probably not from ARR. No offense to ARR, but like, I don't want to go through all of that again. So maybe like Heaven's Word onward. I like doing refreshers like that because the world of Final Fantasy XIV is very expansive. And like sometimes they'll have callbacks. It's like, oh my god, I remember you from here, and I'm like, I don't remember you from anywhere. No offense, but like total offense, because like I don't know you. But I don't know. I don't know if that would be interesting to do on stream. I had to contain my surprise for the sake of appearance. But is it true that you too have met La Habrea in the flesh? I find you more fascinating by the moment. Still, I shall refrain from asking too many questions. Secrets will make our journey all the more intriguing. I like Timus. I hope nothing bad happens to him. I hope I'm wrong about this. We shall come to know each other in time, I wager. Or else, why would fate have orchestrated our meeting? In any case, let us be off. Truth be told, this will be my first time beholding the fabled Pandemonium with my own eyes. Here's to new adventure. Huh? I'm gonna take a sippy sip of my water because you always have to stay hydrated. Yeah, no, this is the stuff. This seems like something that would be in Kingdom Hearts. It is much as I feared. The speaker seemed in such high spirits that for a moment I thought the ethereal irregularity, what did I say? Not nearly so grave as important as I had imagined. Alas, 'twas a fleeting and vain hope. To gaze upon this complex network of chains and wards, the untrained eye might not sense anything awry. No effort has been spared in making this place impenetrable. Are we gonna have to fight those? What are the cages for? To house the things? And if so, then why are the things not in the cage? Even the finest of masterworks is not without flaws, however. Someone or something is tampering with the protections. It is working from within, eroding them from the inside out. Oh my god. Fear not, there is no immediate danger. I reinforced with protections I could the moment we arrived. This will not put an end to whatever is occurring, but it shall at least serve to slow its progress. One small victory, though the road ahead of us is yet long. Yes, powerful forces are at work here. The silence in the air speaks volumes. While I did not expect a bustling facility, I see not a single warder. Our first course of action should be to seek one out, wherever they may be. However, there is something you must know. What is it? The magic I wove upon entering requires my constant awareness. That is to say, if we are forced to fight, I cannot risk joining you in battle. Should I lose focus, Pandemonium's protection will rapidly crumble before the force assailing them. That's fine. I can deal with anything on my own. Were there another way, I would gladly choose it. But let us at least be grateful that neither of us is here alone, trapped in hopeless circumstances. Oh yeah, because like if he came in here by himself, he wouldn't be able to do anything. If we should fail to find a peaceful solution, then I hope that I can rely on your strength to see us through. Yeah, this request doesn't come as a surprise, to be honest. At least he received it with good humor. Rest assured, I do not mean to stand by idly while you risk life and limb. I hope to be able to lend at least a touch of magical support. Creation magics do have their uses in that regard. I had it in mind to use your aether as basis for illusionary allies that will fight at your side. Perhaps 7 shall do. Not exactly an army, but by the looks of you, a formidable band nonetheless. Then so shall it be. Now, what, I wonder, awaits us in Pandemonium's pitless halls? I'm going to assume sadness, anguish, and mayhaps a touch of depression. I don't know how long these queues are going to be honest. As the healer, it shouldn't be that long, but, and that's it. But, cause like, I don't know. Excuse me. I'm hoping it's relatively quick, the queues. Although, again, this is like old content, basically, so I don't know how long it's gonna be. I mean, there's nothing really. I mean, I guess I could just gap away. Back when I started Final Fantasy XIV, I didn't have my own account. I was on my cousin's because I was too young to play it. I was like, what, 14, I think. And what, you had to be like, what, 18 to play the game or something like that. So I used his. And at the time, I was like heavy deep in reading Rosario Vampire, which is goated to me. I love the story, even with all of its fan service. The anime, however, I do not like. It completely trashes the entire story. It just makes it very fan servicey. But I had named my character after the main heroine, and I got to 50 with her. And then after that, I kind of just like got my own account. And started with another character. And then I made this girl. The one that I love, the one that's basically my main character now. At first she was my sub character, but I was like, no, I really love her. I don't know what it was that drew me to her, but I like immediately fell in love, and ever since then I've kind of just like played as her. I do still log into my other character every now and then to do like duties and stuff, because I kind of do. And I also need to do the story for her as well, so she can get to level 100. And that way I'll be up to snuff, I guess. He's running. I'm not gonna say it, because I know that's gonna get copyrighted immediately. I'll save them. I must. Oh, so we're fighting him first? Love that. Don't love that. This appears to be one of the wardens we seek, but I'm afraid he is in no state to answer questions. Perhaps you can bring him to his senses. I was trying to read as fast as I could. I always feel like it's so awkward, because like everybody knows I'm new, but it's fine. It's fine. I promise it's fine. I'm not gonna pronounce that. See, I thought it was warden, but it's warder. I am but a humble healer. I am but a humble healer. Don't let me die. I bruise easily. Well, when they're telegraphed that easily. I didn't know that that was jailer. I thought it was goiler until someone said it. And I was like, isn't that goiler? And they said, no, it's jail. It's like, oh. Oh. Why are you running? Why are you running? Why would you run? Sorry that the other healer has to use their benediction. Okay, now I'm not gonna do it anymore. Do I have to be in this one? Or do I have to be in this one? Oh wait, do I have to be in the ice? Oh wait, no, I think I have to be in the ice. Yeah. I think I get it now. I won't need anything from this, so I'm just gonna leave immediately. I'm not gonna say anything because that's not nice and I'm on stream, but just know that I would say something if I wasn't, because that's stupid. Oh, I wasn't even looking at my NP actually. That was a thrilling display. I, I really should have, but like, why would you do that? No, because that just like irritated me. I know I'm supposed to be the bigger person, but when I tell you, like, every bone in my body wanted to be like, why would you do that? That's not funny. That's really not funny. Like, I know as tanks they can have it, but like literally when I see that, my gut reaction is to just run towards it. My bad for doing what I'm supposed to do. This is why I said that I could not play Final Fantasy XIV on stream. Cause like, ugh, it's real people that upset me. That was a thrilling display, and if I may be so vaunting, the warriors I spun from your aether fought even more splendidly than I had anticipated. I suppose they were cut from excellent cloth after all. We should wait until this man regains his senses. He wears the robes of a warder, and I would be very curious to know what drove him to attack us sight unseen. Yeah, it's actually appropriate for me to stand guard. Is he regaining his senses? Diamanda, he stirs. I too stir. What came over me? I don't know. It's coming back to me. My mind was filled with a storm of desperation. Anger. I leapt at you, though I knew not of your intentions. Pray accept my apologies, and my thanks. Had you not knocked some sense back into me, I may have fallen upon some less capable of defending themselves. What about the music style? I am Ericthonios. I want to say that's how it's pronounced. A warder of Asphodelos, Pandemonium's highest layer, and the place we're in now. Wow, my English is deteriorating so fast. One must wonder why you were so desperate to keep us out. What is happening in Pandemonium? Does he even know? The creations interred within Asphodelos have been set free, and stalk its halls to no end but violence. That is not good, to say the least. Has this ever happened before? No, never. Each level of Pandemonium is under the charge of a key ward, who keeps strict control over the most minute aspects of their domain. They're selected with great care, and their loyalty to Master La Habrea is absolute. Yet something has gone terribly wrong. Try as we might to hold the line, the chaos within is overwhelming. I hardly realized that I had become separated from my colleagues. I remember a chorus of whispers assailing my senses, and afterwards only flashes of rage and fury, then blackness, from which I awoke to find whatever had overcome me was gone. I see. Your senses may have been muddled by magics that affect the mind, perhaps the self-same ones that saw you separated from the other warders. Whatever had taken hold of me, thank you for releasing me from its clutches. That you come here from the surface must mean some word of our plight has reached the outside world. If you know anything that may help, pray tell. What? I don't know anything. Do I know anything? Well, he knows something, so he's gonna talk. Horrors among horrors. So Pandemonium's protections are indeed being dismantled from within. By the same individual, or individuals, that releases captives and set them upon you, no doubt. Such knowledge avails us little, however, if we cannot ascertain their identity. Timus, was it? You said you worked for an organization under the auspices of the Convocation. Were they to receive word of what has transpired here, what measure would they take? Doubtless they would consider this place to be a lost cause. Pandemonium's ties to the outside world would be severed, or perhaps it would be wiped from existence entirely. As I thought, were the creatures to escape into the outside world, there would be untold carnage. The words of La Habrea would never risk that, despite the value the research subjects would hold. All the more reason to work with haste. If we cannot expect further help, then it falls upon me to save the others. I'll not leave them behind. He would go alone? I won't leave the other warders to face certain doom. I know they fight for survival even now. They wouldn't abandon their duty. They would see the creatures return to their cells at all costs. And so I must do the same. Temis, I know the request I'm about to make of you is a monumental one, but please, say not a word of this to the convocation until I've been given a chance to set things right. Forgive my rudeness, Ericthonios, but my decision cannot be swayed by emotion. You would only be consigning yourself to an early death. Strength of resolve alone cannot win in the face of overwhelming odds. It's worked for me. But, that being said, our investigation has only just begun, and we would be remiss to turn back we've made an exhaustive survey. So for the time being, there is slightly more than resolve to rely upon. I knew you would be all too eager to join us. Each moment since you fell from the skies has been more interesting than the last. More and more, you remind me of a dear friend, which goes some way toward encouraging me that this matter will yet reach a satisfactory conclusion. So you agree to help? For the moment, our goals align. To protect the protective magics of Pandemonium yet hold. So for the moment, time is in our favor. Let us proceed upon the course you and Diamanda have set upon us. Temis and Diamanda, yes? Thank you. The warders owe you a great debt already. You're so welcome. I love that for you. We shall be glad to have someone familiar with Pandemonium's halls on our side. A party of three is ever so much more entertaining than a pair of two. I think I have great company. No, I don't actually. Never mind. Now let us turn our attention to rescuing your colleagues. Perhaps it would be wise to approach the gates in case any have followed you out. I'll go critical hit. I don't know how long the Pandemonium raids are gonna be, because listen, that was a lot of talking. So I'll see. I want to at least get like maybe the first part of it done. So like, what is this one called? I didn't have to do that, but whatever. So I'm gonna get at least Asphodelos done first, and then the next one will focus on the second rate tier for Endwalker, and then the third rate tier will be like another separate stream. So like, I don't know how long it's gonna take me, but like after I get done with all of the Asphodelos ones, then that's when I'll end stream, because I don't want to do them all today, because that's just like too much Pandemonium for me. I'm gonna be in Pandemonium. You know, when I hear Pandemonium, I automatically think of the Emperor. And the only reason why I think that is because of Final Fantasy Duodecim. If they had made Final Fantasy Duodecim for the PS5 or the PS4 or even PC, I would have been so happy. Or port it, because I love that game so much. Not a sound can be heard from within, which means neither creature nor warder has made it this far. We should begin forming a plan to save them at once. But I do feel like my voice is gonna give out. I can already feel it. So hopefully I can get through this without that happening. I don't know, maybe I'm sick again. Forgive me if I misunderstand. Do you mean to say to rescue the warders and creations both? Naturally, although they may be dangerous, they're valuable research subjects. I wouldn't see our labor, our untold hours of study go to waste. I dare say, La Habrea would smile to hear you say such a thing. That is, if we had cause to report this incident to him. Smile? I'm not sure his face is capable of such warmth. What do you mean by that? So you have met him before? I was under the impression he rarely visited Pandemonium. I have, yes. My mentor was the previous head of the facility. That is to say, La Habrea's predecessor in the position of Chief Key Ward. Her name was Athena. Oh my god. And she was a researcher with the words. 'Twas she who appointed me to this position, in fact. I see. I did not know there was a chief keyword before La Habrea. Your motivation to save your research subjects is not entirely driven by duty to words then. You also wish to preserve the work of your mentor. I am so glad that I did Shadowbringers normal raids for Eden before I did this one, because like I wouldn't know who Athena was, but now I do. Too bad you can't make a callback. You've the right of it. I'm lacking in ideas of how to go about that, however. I'm a mere warder and cannot wield intermittent magics. But of course, I can hardly expect you to be versed in the magics we use here. If you recall, during our battle earlier, I bound you in ethereal shackles. Intermittent is a more refined and powerful magic based upon the same principle. While both are used to keep our subject docile, only the key ward of each tier is permitted to use intermittent. Even if I were allowed, I lack the aptitude to use the spell to any notable effect. Fascinating. I have some knowledge of these forms of spellcraft actually. La Habrea himself established their foundation, if I recall. While shackles are meant to bind an object in place for a short time, intermittent freezes the very space around it for as long as the caster wields. Indeed. While the illusory beings you summon in our fight suggested as much, I see your knowledge of magic is vast. Perhaps you've already mastered the art of intermittent, and I've been lecturing you like a child all this time. I am afraid my knowledge ends there. I have not the precise understanding of how the invocations interact with natural laws that would be needed to cast said spells with any consistency. While I consider myself well versed in various magics, I would be ill-advised to assume the duties of a keyword without instruction. That being said, if I were to learn more of intermittent and its workings, perhaps. Well, you have a warder standing right in front of me. Leave the fighting to me. Yeah. I dare say we can just do that. Ericthonios, you implied that what prevented you from performing intermittent was lack of magical capacity. What if I supplemented your power with my own? Would the spell succeed then? I can't say for certain. I've never heard of such a thing being done. I believe it may be our best recourse, that is, of course, assuming you can perform the initial rites and incantations flawlessly, even the smallest misstep, and we would have to start over. You needn't worry about that. I've seen the spell cast so many times that their motions have been burned into my memory. I won't disappoint. Very well. Let us work out the specifics afterwards. Once we do, we can test out our methods on one of the escaped creatures, though I suppose there is the matter of finding one. It would be foolish to rush in blindly, lest we find ourselves surrounded with naught but untested stratagem at our disposal. Nay, I prefer to engage a single creature that Diamanda could dispatch on her own if the spell were to go awry. I agree, and I have an idea in that regard. I recall seeing the hippocampus wandering the waterways during my flight. Perhaps it's still there. Few of the subjects housed within Asphodelos are fond of water, and I believe we'll be able to engage the beast without fear of unwanted guests. Then that shall be our first target, or perhaps subject is a better term. Before we commence with the intermittent magics, the creature should be weakened to a sufficient degree. I believe I can trust you with that task. That is what I'm here to do, actually. As dependable as ever. Once you have given it a thorough trouncing, we shall bind the hippocampus with the keywords magic. Until then, my illusion shall fight by your side. The hippocampus will be alone, but its daunting opponent nonetheless. Its magic warps the environment around it, and it will be at home amidst the waterways. Steel yourself for a fight. Is this one of the... No? Well, it panned off, so... Oh, it is. Well. I don't think I've said hippocampus that much in my life. Now we both wait in awkward silence. I don't know what else to talk about. I mean, like, there's not much. I guess I could talk about, like, my goals for 2025. Or not. Never mind. They said you don't get to talk about that on the stream. Please, Tank. I love you if you do the thing. Do the thing in which the thing needs to be doing. Please. Oh, thank you. What does a hippocampus look like? That is not what I thought a hippocampus would look like. Are we sure that's a hippocampus? That does not look like a hippo. I'm sorry. That's when it's a hippocampus. I was thinking a hippo, not whatever this is. You know what I want to do? I want to do tea, but I know that I would not be able to do tea. Not with my casualness. They'd call me a scrub, and they would be right. I am a scrub. Actually, you know what? I don't know. I was gonna say, since I am already 90 as a Pictomancer, I could just do it as a Pictomancer. Because I just want to turn my brain off and vibe, man. Oh. Well, it was too late. Okay, I get it, I get it, I get it. Because then I can make mistakes and they wouldn't be upset with me. Because like, I feel like as a healer, you're like supposed to know. I got you, healer. I think the only thing that I dislike about being a Picto is that I don't have a raise. And I feel like it should have a raise. Everybody has a raise. Well, except for like other DPS and stuff. But like I feel like everybody should have a raise. But I do know for a fact that they have, I think, a heal. Excuse me. Do we? Oh. Oh well. Where's my shortcast? Oh, that's not good. Ew. I don't know what it's trying to do, but I don't want to be anywhere near it. I'm so used to it being like 3 now that I was like, oh wait, is it a third one? I just want to vibe as a Pictomancer and hopefully, I don't know. Why am I the one that's getting it? Are they trying to tell me I'm a scrub? I know, they don't have to point it out. Oh, fuck me. I figured that was gonna happen. I've already used Benediction, I'm sorry. I used it on myself. Oh, I was totally out of that. I would just like to say. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go as Pictomancer. I knew that you were no mere mercenary. Thank you. I know. But to make such clean work of the hippocampus, seasoned fighters scarcely have occasion to visit Pandemonium, let alone display their skills. Mastery takes all forms indeed. Needless to say, our plan worked to perfection, in no small part thanks to you two. Temis's power was more than enough to complete the interment. Spellcasting was never my strong suit, but that almost made me feel like a proper magos. Truly, having seen your abilities firsthand in your fight with the Amanda, I beg to disagree. Shackles is the one exception, and 'tis only because I've been forced to practice it since I was but a small child. Other magics leave me feeling completely out of my depth. Regardless, it was luck. It seems luck is on my side to guide me to you. We may prove the impossible possible after all. While our focus is sealing away the hippocampus is certainly heartening, the fact that we have yet to see another warden concerns me. The keyword of Asphodelos is nothing if not cautious. Doubtless he has gathered what warders he could and retreated to a safe area. Let us hope so. It occurs to me that I know little of the keyword besides their magical prowess. Is there anything all you can share? Of course, a man named Hesperos is in charge of Asphodelos. Not only does he have thorough knowledge of the creatures here, but he takes great pains to be a mentor to each of the wardens under his charge. Is he a vampire? I'm just asking. He has vampire features, so it makes sense. He has done much to ensure that I flourish here, in spite of my ineptitude at magic, and I have always known him to be the sort of man who faces difficult decisions with unwavering composure. Furthermore, keywords are not only masters of interment, they can also bend the hallways of Pandemonium to their will with creation magics. With all this in mind, I am certain that so long as Hesperos guides them, the other wardens are safe. I can see why absolute control over the Envirions is imperative. Had we faced the hippocampus upon areas of sand instead of waterways, I suspect the battle would have ended much more quickly. Don't say that. I fought more than enough. I'm pretty sure I could have survived. In any case, if this Hesperos is as capable and caring as you say, we would do well to seek him out as soon as we can. He has like as not taken your colleagues to a secure location. The safest place would be the innermost circle of Asphodelos. From there, they could flee to Abyssos if hard pressed. Even should they have sought safe haven within the other circles, if we make for the fourth, we ought to encounter them on the way. Indeed, and we shall gain a comprehensive understanding of the situation within Asphodelos, which will be essential in determining whether we ought continue down to Abyssos. The rub, of course, is that I myself possess no power to bend the circles to my will. Instead, we must proceed through the central corridor, which was barred by the Phoenix last I checked. Phoenix, I think I've heard that name before. A fiery bird with eternal life. You mean the Phoenix? Beyond unquenchable brilliance, the perfect concept boasts nigh boundless restorative powers, if I recall. Truly an exemplary feat of creation magics. Perfection is ever built on the back of failure. However, and La Habrea suffered countless missteps during his experiments. I wouldn't doubt that. Excuse me. And he was hardly the only one. Good lord. This Phoenix will be but one of many attempts at the concept gone awry. Far from invoking wonder, Phoenix is a creature of fury and wrath, and seeks only to turn the world to ash. Thus was it confined within Pandemonium. Development of the concept continued elsewhere, but as the moons turned, more and more researchers abandoned the project as an impossibility, save for La Habrea and his words. When I received word that at long last La Habrea had succeeded where so many others had failed, I was nearly overcome. Why? Pray tell, how did the warders of Pandemonium celebrate their master's accomplishment? By working? What are they supposed to do? I don't believe we did. The research of the words of La Habrea has little consequence to our work here, save for those rare time it charges us with a new specimen. Truth be told, I don't remember anyone making note of the occasion. But enough reminiscing. We must make ready to confront the Phoenix. While it's possible that it flew off to some other wing of Pandemonium, we would make that assumption at our own peril. Better to assume that we'll need to bring Asphodelos' most unruly subject to heel. I certainly see no reason to delay. The Phoenix's power over flame will avail it far less in a barren corridor than elsewhere, so it may well serve us to subdue it sooner rather than later. Oh wow. Did we all climb up that? Oh, there's multiple? Okay. Because I was like, wow, it's gonna be long. No offense, but I can't see what he's looking out of. Ah. I mean, you can see a little bit. I'm guessing that's the Phoenix. Hello? What? Where do we go? Did we go back to the start? It seems whoever is behind this can alter the space around us at will. We face an uphill battle. Impossible. If those were creation magics at work, then that means... Let us confront that reality after we have conquered the enemy in front of us. Every drop of our focus shall be required if we are to enter the Phoenix. I hate to break it to you, buddy, but I think your man, Hesperos, is, not a good guy. Just saying. I feel like this is gonna take longer now that I'm gonna change to Pictomancer, but I want the experience, so therefore I must. Yeah, look at that. The average wait time is 13 minutes. I just don't want to do it as healer. I just want to turn my brain off and vibe. That's all I want to do. Now, if it takes too long, then I will switch back to healer. But I really, really don't want to, is what I don't want to do. Maybe I should just suck it up and just, you know, do the thing. But I don't want to. Fine. Okay, I'll just go through it as a healer. No. Yeah. Oh my god, look at how far we are. Hopefully it doesn't catch me right as I teleport, because that also does happen a lot. At least it goes a little. Where's the mender? I don't know. Ever since I started playing Final Fantasy 14, it's just been like habit to like go and like do this, mend my gear like after everything that I do, because I never want to be unprepared. That's why I can't imagine like being someone and their like gear's at 1% and then it breaks. I'd cry. Another sip of my water. Excuse me. You know, at least the water didn't go down the wrong hole this time. I was drinking and walking, and my water went down the wrong hole, which I don't even know how that's possible. How does it go down the wrong hole? And I was like choking and crying. I was like, please, I just want to be okay. Oh my God, we have a scholar. Oh my God, so right. I don't have to go as a white mage. I can go as a scholar. But I feel like I'm better at white mage than I am at scholar. Well. Oh, come on. I was totally out of that. I'll give myself regen just in case too. I don't know how I'm gonna die. Honestly, other than that first mishap, which was not my fault, I haven't, you know, perished. I don't know what this is, and I'm pretty sure maybe... At least I looked at what everybody else was doing, because I would have definitely moved away from it. What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Oh. I don't know what we're supposed to do. Are we not supposed to stand in those? Oh, I guess you aren't supposed to stand in those. Right? It's right here, right? Right? Yeah. See, I'm left-handed, so my left and my right are different. So sometimes it's really hard for me to tell which one's right and which one's left. Expedience? Oh my God. God, I love me some expedience. At least it's nothing too crazy. Except for the first one. I don't think I'm supposed to be sitting right here. Oh, I'm so smart. Did that say something? No. I thought it said something. I thought it was like something for maintenance. I swear I saw purple. I was like, excuse me? With that, the phoenix is shackled once more. However, there's yet to matter. There's yet the matter of this area. I wish I could English better. As you've told us, there is but one person in Asphodelos with the ability and authority to wield such magics. That is indeed what he said. He did say that. I heard him. Though, fortunately, it appears he has saved us the trouble of finding him. Where are we looking? A contemptible display, as befits an inferior specimen. Excuse me? Even so, I expected it would be at least delay your advance. Imagine my surprise when I saw the chains of interment drag the fungus back to its cage. Either the bird is even more of a failure than its creator cared to admit, or you are no mean trespassers. I had hoped our suspicions were misplaced, but alas. So he is a vampire. Did he have glasses on the first time? Am I just misremembering that? Keyword Hesperos. Why? Why have you brought such chaos to your beloved Pandæmonium? Pandæmonium, pitiless, impenetrable, and utterly steadfast, unlike those charged with its keeping. What has possessed you? I don't understand. This isn't like you, is what it's giving. So he is a vampire. Oh, Eric Thonios, must you pester me with these inane questions? Think for yourself. Surely you can muster a theory or two with that dimwit of yours. Then again, you have never been one for foresight. Why Mesa La Habrea suffers your mediocrity, I shall never understand. You leave Eric alone. You may look like him, but you're not Hesperos. Something has warped you from the inside out. The keyword I knew had compassion for all those under his charge, be they clad in robes or shackled in chains. Was that all a farce? Did you hide your contempt for us all these years? Those who are content to merely glimpse the water surface are doomed to be dragged into its depths. You prove my opinion of you with every word. My mind is clearer than it has ever been. Even now, seeing you feebly grasp for answers makes the bile rise in my throat. Ha, that happens to me on a regular basis. Such wasted potential. To be son to Master La Habrea, yet no more skilled of match than a newborn babe. That's your kid? But of course, it's always about La Habrea. Silence, you are not worthy to utter his name. That's his father. Oh, who are you to tell him who he can and cannot say? For once, be grateful to witness a feat beyond your meager abilities. Beyond your shallow reckoning, I have slipped the surly bonds of mortality. I have become one with our mythic creations and rid myself of imperfections. I stand upon the threshold of godhood. As a Hematheos shall I serve Master La Habrea, ever faithful until the end of days. Is he about to chain us? I know this magic, and he shall require no other. I think not. You get it, Tamus. Are you so blinded by arrogance that you have lost sight of what it means to be served? Eric is more capable than you could ever know. It was thanks to his instruction that I was able to master the art of interment, both how to wield it and how to break free of it. Why are you looking at me? I ain't say nothing. I ain't even do nothing. Amanda, let us quit this place. Whatever poison has corrupted Hesperos' mind, it is plain his power far eclipses our own. We must have time to gather our strength. I could take him. See, like, he's a vampire, so just like shine the light on him, and he's like, ah, light. Weaklings. No, they may. Though they may be, it takes a singular aptitude to master intermittent so quickly, to say nothing of how swiftly that familiar laid low the phoenix. Regardless, their noble aims will be their undoing. Where they fetter away their strength in calming the beasts of Asphodelos, I continue my work. Even should they survive long enough to reach the heart of my domain, naught shall await them but doom. I eagerly await your arrival, Eric. Even dullards have their uses. I would say his father cared, but I highly doubt that. Total offense to La Habrea. My darkest suspicions have been realized. We face the keyword of Asphodelos himself. More than that revelation, however, Eric worries me. He left Hesperos for his compassion, but received naught but scorn from whatever the keyword has become. He has said little since our return. I only hope that the shock of recent events does not prove to be a death knell for his resolve. I guess a critical hit. So far, I'm liking the story of Pandæmonium. I wonder how it's gonna go. I wonder how it's gonna end, is what I should say. And I wonder when my English is gonna get better. The world may never know. Much as I loathe to disturb Eric so soon after what just occurred, I am afraid circumstances do not afford us the luxury of time. Perhaps it will do him well to speak about recent events concerning both the keyword and his father. Oh, he was over here this entire time? Well, you know, I didn't even see him. Where was I standing? I was sitting right here. Oh, yep, it was covering him. I was like, oh, yeah, no, it was covering him. I'm like, oh my god, where's he at? See? See? This is what should have happened with fucking Aaronville. We should have been like, let's go talk to him instead of, oh, he'll figure it out on his own. No, he won't. I mean, he will, but he won't be happy about it. The creation of the ward which surrounds Pandæmonium was an astounding feat of magical prowess, a feat accomplished by none other than La Habrea. That both my father and I can bind others in chain is perhaps the only thing that we have in common. We have more, I swear. Ah, so it is true. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't lie about that, you know? I'm La Habrea's son, bereft of his talent for magics or his brilliant mind. But his son, nonetheless. Surely this doesn't come entirely as a surprise to you. Speak for yourself, I was surprised. I had an inkling when you said you had practiced ethereal shackles since childhood. Assuming you haven't been employed here quite that long, it had to indicate some long-held connection with La Habrea. Maybe he wanted to take on a protege. Like, that's what I was going down. 'Twas La Habrea that taught me how to cast ethereal shackles, but that was it. My further education was overseen by the works of La Habrea. More specifically, my mother, who was a researcher there. Ooh, so he's mixing business with pleasure? That's awkward. Me personally, I wouldn't do that, because don't poop where you work. Don't do it. It never ends well. But I mean, like, if you do, just make sure nobody knows. You know what? Actually, speaking of that, whoever started the myth that hospitals aren't like Grey's Anatomy, they're wrong. They're so wrong. Like, I thought it wasn't like Grey's Anatomy, but like it is. I've seen it. It's like, trust me. I didn't think I would be going to the hospital as much as I do. Not for me, but my mother used to go to the hospital a lot, so that's how like I know. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. You did speak of Athena, chief keyword before La Habrea. She is your mother, yes? How astute. I can see now why you were chosen to lead this investigation. You've the right of it. Athena was my mother, and it was she who invited me to join her here. La Habrea had nothing to do with it. I see. There is little love lost between you two. What I cannot see is why La Habrea was appointed chief keyword when another was already in place. I'm assuming she passed. Was in place. My mother is no longer with us. And La Habrea was all too eager to assume her responsibilities, with nary a moment spared to mourn her. What love do I owe him now, when he offered not one drop of compassion then? And that's on period. You let them know, Eric. Put your foot down. Ah, I see. She is no longer with us. An expression to convey the end of a life. But, like, don't they, like, never pass? Because they're creation magics or something like that? I have known only the public face of La Habrea. While he is lauded for his ability to maintain composure in the face of unnerving circumstances, I must admit that he often comes across as cold. Apologies, but can we speak of something else? This topic isn't an easy one for me to discuss, which is fair. I mean, like, not only does he have issues with his father, he also, like, I guess never got to really mourn his mother because his father took her place. So, like, that's a lot of trauma to unpack, and I don't think we should unpack it right now because that's kind of awkward. Of course, there are more pressing matters at hand, after all, namely how to deal with Hesperos. We have yet to see the other warders. Judging by what we know, we can surmise that Hesperos has confined them somewhere beyond our grasp. And now that he is aware of our presence, he will be preparing for our next encounter. We cannot expect to face him on equal footing. Quite the opposite, in fact. Every moment we spend chasing after the creation is another moment Hesperos can contrive another advantage for himself. The wisest course would be to find him first and foremost. Yep. You got the right of it. He said that he has become one with his creations. Perhaps that means he is vulnerable to entrapment? That is true, he did say that. In theory, that should be possible. However, it is enough merely to confine him after all he has done. I need to know why. I need to know what drove him to forsake everything he's worked for. Was it all truly so he could serve his master? To my mind, he's merely put La Habrea's own work at risk in trade for some nebulous power. La Habrea is the chief ward of Pandæmonium. How would throwing it into disarray win his favor? It doesn't make sense to me. I share your curiosity, but we must consider that our enemy has us at a disadvantage in every sense. What do you think? Should we seek to put him in fetters, or would it be too dangerous to allow him quarter? Yeah. Listen. I run like that. I'm built different, for real. Daring as ever, I see. I know not which trials you have faced in your past, but to see you so certain is all that convincing I need. Very well, let us try Eric's plan. Thank you, Diamanda. You're so welcome. I believe I can shed some light on the nature of our foe. When Hesperos spoke with us, I noticed he bore the telltale fangs of the Colacus, a beast which feeds off the aether of its prey. Likely that is the creation Hesperos merged his essence with. And we know all too well that he can change the environment around himself at will. The battle will not be an easy one, but I believe in our victory. I do too. I'm pretty sure we can do it. I'm pretty sure I can do it. You guys can just watch. My eyes. Asphodelos, the fourth circle. So this should be the last one. And then after that, that's when I'll end. Because I don't want to do, again, I don't want to do them all together. Okily dokily. Although, like, what? I don't want to do it. It's so funny. No. Okay. You know, sometimes they automatically just go like that. So I'm expecting that, like, within, like, a few seconds or moments, I'll be called to the line of duty again. I hope everybody's day is going well, or night, depending on where you are. Mine is. Aside from, you know, like, eating the cheese that I'm not supposed to be eating anymore. Listen, cheese is so good. How can I not eat it? Cheese is the best, man. I'm glad I can eat some form of cheese, which is like cheddar cheese, not cheddar cheese, white cheese. Or maybe it won't. Maybe it'll take the 5 minutes. Well, I highly doubt that people are doing the fourth circle. I don't know. I could always duty finder for it, but I kind of don't want to do that actually. Nothing against duty finder. Duty finder is where I find all the funny stuff. But like, I don't want to do that. I want it to be all authentic, you know? Again, I'm like, I don't know what else to talk about. Oh, well, you know what? Every time I say that and then I start saying about stuff that I want to do, that's when it does it. But I want to get back into like drawing and stuff. Cause like, ever since I got my model, my cute patootie little model, I've just been wanting to draw like a whole bunch of stuff for her, about her and of her. But I don't. The issue with me is that like, whenever I start a drawing, if I don't like it immediately, I'll stop. Because I feel like everyone else has been honing their craft. And I know I shouldn't like compare myself to others, but like when I see other people's like illustrations and stuff, I'm like, why can't I draw like that? See what I said? Every time I start talking about it, they're like, no, we don't want you to, we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. Get it out. But like, I want to draw her, and different outfits, different poses, different hairstyles, like everything. And I want models like that. I want different model hairstyles. I want different outfits, different everything, because I genuinely really do love and adore her. I feel like I get attached to things so quickly, but I really love her. So my goal for like 2025 is to really like hunker down and actually make at least 1 or 2 illustrations of her. I gotta figure out like how to shade and stuff. I mean, like, I know how to do it, but like I gotta figure out how to do it in a way I really like. He took his glasses off, so that's how you know he's serious. Oh, you're so right. I probably should have, please. I forgot about this. I keep forgetting every time I do this. Hopefully they don't listen. Ah. Yep, that's what we're gonna have to do because I am not trying to get copyright, not again. So we're just gonna have this. I kept forgetting to do this, so I hope that like that the few seconds that were there, they don't hear it. I only did the background, so it should be good. I shouldn't be standing here. Right? Why are they all standing over there? Why are we going over here? Oh, maybe, I don't know. Listen, I follow the group, dude. It's so weird not having the music on, but I do not want copyright on my VODs. Which is so wild to me. Cause like, you made the song. How are we like not supposed to play it? Or maybe I could have put it like lower, but I completely forgot. Oh my god, it's water. What is the water gonna do? Is it a knockback? It's probably a knockback. Yep. I wanna see something. Cause I don't wanna like... There we go. At least it's like there, but you can't really hear it. So are we gonna have 3 now? Is one of them gonna be a knock? Okay, so this one's gonna be a knockback. This one's gonna be a get back, and then I guess that one's a spread. I wish you stand in the water. I don't know what that one is. And then this one's a get back. So I was right. It was knockback, spread, and get back. Oh my god, I can't believe I was actually right. Well, he's almost dead, so what else does he have up his sleeve? His who? I love this. They should make him more like this. Yeah, there's not much else you should do. Not that. That's not what I wanted to do. Yippee-ki-yay, mother fluffers. Okay. He's on the ground. He's a lot taller than us. Now, Timus, we end this here. I don't think so. No offense. I genuinely don't think it's gonna happen. Fools. I will not be put in chains. See, I knew it. See, I knew it. What did I say? I said that was gonna happen. To think that I would fall before one such as you. Perhaps I should have treated you as more than a mere nuisance. You should have. That was your first mistake, buddy. Despite your victory, you shall never have the knowledge you seek. The secrets of my transformation, the secrets of my deception, they shall return to the star with me. You are wasting your breath, Hesperos. We have the upper hand now. Surely you can see that. Yes, yes. My repertoire is not exhausted yet, however. Although I have failed, my end shall be on my terms. Is he gonna, like, stab himself? Oh. I remain loyal to my very last. Come what may, I die with dignity. I wouldn't say that, to be honest. How did your ambitions lead you so astray, Hesperos? You were better than that. Your stars shone more brightly than any other in Pandemonium. You had La Habrea's respect, his trust. What more did you seek? His hand in marriage? I don't know. That would have that you would forsake all of that and sully your legacies besides. He could have. He could have wanted his hand in marriage. He became so blinded by his own desires that he lost sight of his duty. In the end, he lost everything, and his plan lay in tatters. I failed to see any dignity in that. Even so, I would have liked to know why he chose this path. Hesperos's infatuation with your father was his undoing. Perhaps he was jealous that fate had chosen you and not him to be La Habrea's son. So terrible did this jealousy become that he sought verboten power that La Habrea would be unable to ignore. How does a pursuit for respect warp one's heart so? How does infatuation with one person turn into contempt for everyone else? I've never heard of such a thing. Well, I've seen that a lot. No offense. Well, like, it's not even offensive towards him. Like, I've seen that a lot, you know? And, yeah, it's not as uncommon as you might think. It's really not, though. It's like, it really, really is not. Like, it's bad, brother. I see. I admit I cannot find it vexing, but perhaps that signifies not but my own capacity for bitterness. I do not understand what it is to have a beacon to follow in dark times, a person you trust to guide you true. How is it to desperately wish their light would fall upon you again? But we have spent enough time assuming the intentions of the departed. There are the living to consider. We must find the other warders and round up the remaining creations forthwith. Of that, at least, we can be certain. I believe I can be of help in that matter. The influence of Hesperos's magic is fading throughout Asphodelos. Now is the perfect opportunity to seize control of the facilities and restore things to their original state. Seize control? Can you really do that? He says, just believe. He really said, watch me. Do we have to fight Themis? What? What is this presence? Ericthonios, what lies beyond that threshold? That's the passage which connects Asphodelos to Abyssos. Why? Be on your guard, you two. Now that Asphodelos is free of obstructions, I can more easily sense disturbances at the lower level. Something stirs in Abyssos. Is it gonna come up here? Oh, it really. A warden? A ward? A warding sigil? How? Let us return to the gates for now. I should like to apprise the situation from there. Needless to say, our investigations is far from over. Is the only one with a warding sigil, like, I don't know, another warder? I mean, I would assume that the warder is the only one that has a warding sigil, but, like, I don't know. Although we have defeated Hesperos, it appears we have but scratched the surface of Pandemonium's troubles. My head is still swimming with questions, but what could this mean that Hesperos was actually behind this? It is a stark possibility, yes. The root of this crisis may lie somewhere much deeper than even Abyssos. When we first encountered you, you said the memories of your escape were vague and that your senses were muddled. I believe this was more than the result of a panicked mind. You were made to feel this way by a powerful magical influence. It is possible that this same magic could have poisoned Hesperos' heart, twisting his affection for La Habrea into a burning obsession. Then, in his altered state, he was made an offer of power he could not refuse. What? Are you suggesting that someone else turned Hesperos into that thing? If so, it stands to reason that they wouldn't stop at him. Indeed, our mysterious mastermind does not lack for subjects for his experiments. For more potential hematheo. If what you're saying is true, then my colleagues, they're doomed to share the same fate as Hesperos. Do I get to say it now? Okay. Do not lose heart yet, Eric Thanios. Hesperos challenged us alone, and that tells me that the process of his creation was a long and taxing one. If he was the first hematheos, then the rest of the wardens are likely still alive. However, much as I would like to hasten deeper into Pandemonium, the way forward is sealed off. We must focus our efforts on finding a way through. With the creation still having free reign of Asphodelos, that won't be easy. On the contrary, I yet retain control of these circles, and thus can wield intermittent magic within their halls at will. The creatures will pose no threat to us. Just like that? Then nothing's stopping us from returning order to Asphodelos. Just so, I shall require your expertise to keep the peace after the subjects have returned to their confinement. However, you are Asphodelos' sole remaining warder after all. Truth be told, I did not expect this investigation to become so involved. Of course, I would like to resolve matters here without resorting to outside help, but... Do you mean to send a report to La Habrea? 'Tis too soon to say. Let us first find a way into Abyssos. It would be best to withhold our judgment until we have ascertained the whereabouts of the other warders and the identity of the party responsible for their disappearance. Agreed. Even so, if it means saving even a single life within Pandemonium, then I'm not above asking La Habrea for help, should it come to that. And if he gives you a hard time, I can pummel him. I'll do it. What is it gonna do? Send me to jail? I can just leave. Recent discoveries certainly paint Hesperos' actions in a new light. The number of known elements in this investigation grows, and we must proceed forward with the utmost caution. To that end, Ericthonios and I shall remain here for the time being. Much as I enjoy your company, I do not believe we will be needing protection so long as we remain in Asphodelos. You should take this time to rest. Surely you are weary, and there may be more battles ahead of us. Tempest's burden may grow heavier in your absence, but he's shown that he's more than capable to bear it. Still, I would help wheresoever I am able. All we've achieved so far has been thanks to you two, and I mean to repay the debt I owe. I don't know what use I can be outside of placating the creatures, but I'll find a way. Nonsense. You owe us nothing. It was thanks to your knowledge of the magics which govern this place that we were able to come this far. Elsewise, we would have likely succumbed to the hippocampus's assault. Each of us have arrived at this dire pass by separate paths, but it is only by combining our respective expertise that we will reach the end of it and see Pandemonium saved. Thank you, Timus. Hesperos' words seem to have affected me more than I realized. Together we've come this far, and together we'll reach the end. I have no doubt we will. Even so, let us allow Diamanda her rest. Besides, you have someone awaiting a report on your progress, yes? I dare say your story will be much more than they ever imagined. Wait, no. I will see you guys soon. You won't even know that I was gone. Bro got that college fit on. I don't. I have one that I dubbed Starbucks, but I have to remake it because I don't have enough stuff. I don't have enough Glamour Prism plates, and that makes me sad. I wish we had more, but I know that we can't. Welcome to Amanda. Back from the past, none the worse for wear, I see. So what did you find? Well, it all started when I fell in front of this man. His name was Stellamaris, and like we fought these things. And let me tell you, hippocampus is not what you think it is, and does not look like a hippo. So there is evil afoot in Pandemonium, an already ominous place, I must say. Mythic beasts and missing waters. Truly, we are fortunate to see you return to us in one piece. It appears the voice Diamanda heard from the crystal spoke the truth. As for who left it behind and why, those are yet questions to be answered. Indeed, it could be someone who lived among the ancients, or it could be someone trying to avert a tragedy from the future. Much remains shrouded in mystery. Yet, by we shall unveil that mystery, with the help of Diamanda, of course. By her actions was the fabric of the past reshaped, yet she returns to the same present she left. Which can only mean one thing, that her intervention in Pandemonium's crisis is but one of the countless building blocks of history upon our present has been built. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like we did this long ago and we just don't remember. And like now that we're in the present, we're doing it, but we've already done it in the past. Just kind of how like, how Heidelin came to us, I believe it was in the beginning of Endwalker, and was like, soon everything will be revealed and the promise that we made each other will come to fruition. And then we went back into Elpis and we helped Emmett Selk and we helped Hythlodaeus, and we had to stop Hermes, but we didn't actually stop them. And then she erased all of their memories, and then all of their memories were erased, only mine and Heidelin's weren't. So like we already did this, but we're just doing it in the present because now we're here, if that makes sense. There is no telling what consequences would arise if we stop pursuing this matter now. Whatever plot is unraveling within Pandemonium, we must not let it reach its conclusion. If one of those creatures should escape, what ripples would carry forth to the future? They might wreak havoc upon the world of the ancients, and their despair would leave an indelible mark upon history's pages. That despair would only feed the terrible beast that arose during the final days. The first final days already had a drastic effect on the aeons that followed. If the scars it left were made even deeper, then we risk losing our present entirely. That is very, very true. Whatever the cost, our connection with the future of Elpis must be preserved. I know I have asked much of you already, but can I count on you to continue your work in Pandemonium? Of course, I like Tamus and Eric. They're my best bros. Your tireless efforts are much appreciated. If there's aught we can do to ease your burden, you only need to say the word. Speaking of which, might you return the crystal into our keeping? While we cannot accompany you to the past, perhaps something can be gained by researching it further. Take care of it, please. It's my only connection to Tamus and Eric. Ah, it shines just as splendidly as the day we met. I certainly hope so, actually. We shall begin working right away, but I cannot promise any meaningful results for some time. And as matters in Elpis seem to be in a similar state, I must ask that you rest. But before that, allow me to make an introduction. As our research moves into its critical stages, I found it only suitable to recruit another assistant. Mylene is an expert in armaments from throughout history, be they from the far-flung past or made in the most modern forges. Should you find aught in service, oh my god, should you find aught of interest in your adventures, bring it here and she will be glad to offer her services. We know researchers in numerous fields that would love to get their hands on artifacts by bygone eras and would give you goods in return that should aid you in trials ahead. Furthermore, if you ever wish to peruse the records of events you have reported here, Nemjiji has been taking faithful and thorough notes. She is at your complete disposal. Thank you. I sense that we have embarked upon something monumental, something that will dwarf all else I have accomplished in my many years of research. I can think of no greater honor, nor reassurance, than to have your capable assistance in this endeavor. If there is anything to be found that will contribute to your success, we shall find it. We shall not rest until we have unlocked the mysteries of this crystal, and you will be the first to know when we do. I didn't even know there was a third person with them because he like does not talk. They didn't even show him skill or spell. That's spell speed. Was that spell speed? I don't actually know. But thank you for watching the stream. I will be ending it here, like I said. Next stream for Final Fantasy XIV, I'm assuming it's going to be just Abyssos. Although I don't know how long that one's going to be, so I might just do stuff in between my Abyssos stuff. I might do like, I don't know, some of the quests that I have here on my lovely screen that I haven't done. I might not do the Gunbreaker one though. I told myself this year was the year that I was going to be a tank, and then I was like, I have tank anxiety, so no, we're not doing that. So make sure you drink something. You are 70% water, and it is always good to replenish what you've lost throughout the day. Make sure you eat something, and if you're not hungry, just have a snack close to you. That way, if you do feel a little peckish, you have something on hand. And make sure you get enough sleep, depending on what type of internal clock your body has. Everyone's different. You could be a night owl, you could be a morning person. I don't know. Just get sleep whenever you can. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.